This program starts in 5 minutes. This program starts in 2 minutes. This program starts now.
everyone, this is Vanshika Kodicherla and I welcome you all to the 30th episode of Beyond the Track webinar series hosted by Hyderabad Runners. I know Hyderabad Runners for almost 5 years now. I've participated in many of their amazing running and fitness events. I have been participating every year in the ATL Hyderabad Marathon AHM Family 5K run from 2017 onwards. I've also participated in the Kids Run organized yearly at the Hightex venue. The best moment of running is taking selfie at Charminar Kaman at Hightex entrance. Dear friends, November is our month. So, this month we young hosts welcome and interact with young Indian athletes who have surpassed all kinds of expectations and achieved great heights as they share their journey into sports and fitness. Today, we have with us 19-year-old Snehit Fidel, ranked number 2 in the under 21 category of table tennis. We also have Snehit's coach, Somnath Ghosh, interacting with us today. From being a successful sports person, he is now one of the best coaches in India. Please post questions for them in the comment section all through the webinar. I now welcome my friend and co-runner, Jia Sara Jay, to introduce Snehit and coach Somnath sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Anshika. Hi, everyone. My name is Jia Sarajay. So today, I have two very special guests to introduce to you all. Coach Daniel Ives once said, to win in this sport, you must hit every ball with a purpose. I'm sure you all must have figured out which sport I'm talking about. Yes, I'm talking about table tennis, a very popular indoor recreation sport that has caught on rapidly in India. Now, coming to our first guest for the day, he is 19-year-old table tennis champion, S. Fidel R. Snehit, who has played 17 international tournaments and is the first table tennis player from Hyderabad to break into the top 25 in the world ranking. What's more fascinating is that this Hyderabadi boy, who holds the international title of Jordan Open of 2017, has also pursued a degree in journalism. Moreover, despite facing tough competition from states like West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Gujarat, he has emerged to be the only player from South India to be in the national squad. Snehit is the first player to be on the top 4 in the cadets, sub-juniors, and juniors at the national level. He is also the first Hyderabad player in more than 50 years to win the youth boys title at the Junior National Table Tennis Championship in Jammu. He strongly believes that anything besides practice or the actual tournament are distractions. Snehit's aspirations include wishing to perform in the men's category before he turns 21 and to be in the top 4 in the men's category in India while trying to improve his international ranking. I warmly welcome you, Snehit.
Thank you.
So, now coming to our second guest for the day. This person is a live example of the quote, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. I warmly welcome Mr. Somnath Ghosh, sir. Sir is a national coach and is one of the most successful coaches in the table tennis fraternity of Hyderabad. Though his career as a player was cut short due to a ligament tear injury in the year 2008, it didn't stop him from holding on to his sport. After a lot of struggle and hard work, Sir has risen to be one of the most successful coaches. One of his biggest achievements as a coach includes Snehit's wins in several national and at the international level as well. Thank you for joining us here today, sir. Over to you both.
Thank you, Jia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Snehit.
Hi, Samandhya.
So you are in Sonepat. I think this is your first senior national camp.
Yes,
I think you are in quarantine now. So I think you are going to join tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
yes,
And you are going to practice with our
Senior
star Sharat Kamal and all your senior players.
yes. Really excited for it.
Yeah. This is your congratulations. This is your first senior national camp, Snehit.
Thank
So
you
I
very
wish
much.
you all the best, and we should start our program today. Hi everyone. I am Somnath Ghosh. Basically, I'm from Bengal, but last 18 years I'm in Hyderabad. So you can tell me I am a Hyderabadi. So today we are going to talk uh, about maybe table tennis, about myself and Snehit, uh, and our sponsor UTT. So I started my as a player very early, like 7 years old, when my dad was like, "Chalo, let's play some games." So he put me on table tennis. So I could maintain it. I could play till some national and a few one international also. But in 2008, I had to stop because of my ligament tear. Then actually, Snehit was very small that time. He was just 7 or 8 years old. So his father once came and asked me, "Sir, what is your next plan? Shall we start? Do you want to come to the coaching?" So then we thought, let's train. So that time there was nothing in on profession coaching or something. So we just started. Snehit was my first student, and so we started on 2010. We got a very small place where we started our journey, and rest anything is I think we are doing well. So um, I think we should talk about table tennis, Indian table tennis now, which has uh, it's really going. I think we are now world's ninth rank in India is top 10 in the world. This is the first time ever, and we have a world number one in under 21, Mr. Manav Thakkar, who is from Gujarat. In 2020, this is the last ranking. He is under 21, world number one. This is really a great achievement. I want to congratulate Manav. Manav is a Snehit's teammate. They played together all junior Asian championships and many more international tournaments. So now come to Hyderabad table tennis. I think it starts from Mir Qasim Ali. On 70s, he was the first who cracked national arena, and he was a national champion. And then there is a long gap. I think in nobody did well in that well in from Telangana. So everybody was taking a little bit, easy, all Telangana players. So then when I started on 2010, and few of my mates also like Venu, Mr. Deepesh, Manohar, they are all my colleagues, and they are also Telangana coaches. So Nikhat Banu, there's a player in no men's section. She was the first cadet national champion. But from men's side, there was not that good players. So Snehit is the first who started entering in the national arena, and in juniors he started playing for India. And now I think we are very much we are hoping that on 2024 or 2028 we will get a Olympian from Telangana. So next slide, please. So let's come to UTT. Now, I think our achievements like Sharat Kamal, Satyan, Harmeet Desai, they are really doing well in international arena. We have two players, Sharat and Satyan, who are in top 30 in the world. This is a really big achievement for India, and I think somehow directly or indirectly, UTT is really helping us. Ms. Brita Dani and Kamlesh Mehta, who was a former national champion, and they are really taking a good initiative I think 3 years back they started this Ultimate Table Tennis League, and we could get a chance to share stage with all foreign good players, like all foreigners who are doing very well international. Like we are playing with Wang Chung Ting, and from Japan players are coming, Korea. So I think that really helped our players, especially junior players. Like Manav is doing very well, Manush is doing very well. I think Snehit is going to play UTT next year. So now the results are also showing that UTT really helped us a lot. And it's not only on the field. They're helping, UTT is helping us in many ways, like they're sponsoring so many academies to bring the grassroots level players in the national arena. They are helping financially, they're helping, uh, they're providing supporting staff. Like now our in lockdown, we were very upset, nothing was going on. So UTT came forward and asked us to conduct psychological session. So they have appointed a psychologist for all of us, for all the players who were really very upset and mentally was very down, that they're not able to play so many days. So thanks a lot, what Ultimate Table Tennis, so Neeraj Bajaj, Vita Dani, and Kamlesh Mehta sir, for helping us many ways. And they're providing nutritionists, they're providing physio. Thanks a lot. So next slide, please. Uh, I want to talk about Sharat Kamal, who was my contemporary player. Like I used to play with him. We are same age, maybe 1 or 2 years. He is 1 year elder than me. The dedication I had seen on Sharat, I think that's what he took him to that level. He's now 38 and still he's top 30 ranked in India. I think all the players who are watching him playing now, they should learn from him. And uh, thanks to UTT also, who are they're showing we are showing them all live in Star Sports. So I hope India will soon get an Olympic medal. I am really hopeful. And let's come to Manika. I think Manika is the first woman who cracked top 50 in world. She won the Commonwealth Championship, Commonwealth Games. First girl who won the Commonwealth Games from India. And uh, I think all our now this is the time when uh, our all women's players should follow her and do well in world world arena. So UTT had UTT invited all the foreign players, and that I think that is the main reason why we are performing in world uh, all international events. I think I think I wish that they will continue this for next decades, so that we can perform well in international level. Thank you. So
Hello. Yeah. Hi. That was a lovely introduction by the team. I'm really flattered to be here, and that was a nice presentation by Sombai. So I'd like to talk about myself a little for the few slides. So initially I was in Nalgonda. It was back in 2007, where my dad, who was formerly a badminton player, he played only till university level, but he was really passionate to be a sportsman. But because of the financial reasons, or even he had a minor injury in the knee, and which he couldn't treat. I mean, he didn't have the financial support to do it. So he has always been a sports lover. So he wanted me to uh, get into sports. So back then in 2007 in Nalgonda, which is a very small town in Telangana, uh, he was playing badminton. I mean, just for recreation after office hours. I used to go with him, and he was teaching me badminton, not table tennis. So in the same arena where he was teaching me badminton, my dad playing with me, there were like few tables in the corner. There were, I mean, there was one coach named Anand Baba sir. But seeing the tables and seeing them play, I mean, I was really more fascinated by table tennis rather than badminton. I don't know, because in table tennis was not very common in TT, or like many people didn't know about the sport. So I was really fascinated about the sports. I went to the coach. I mean, my dad talked to him, and I played for 1 or 2 days. And I mean, I really loved the sport. I mean, right from the day one. And like after playing 1 year, I didn't perform much. I mean, I was just a beginner. I just played 1 year with the coach there. Somehow, my dad felt that like I can do a lot better. I mean, I was just playing for fun for the 1 year, but my dad felt I can do great in the game. So he decided to leave a sweet comfort job in Nalgonda, and move to Hyderabad for better coaching. Initially, I came to Hyderabad on Saturday and Sundays, played in an academy named Anandnagar Welfare Academy. But later, the whole family moved to Hyderabad because of, I mean, because for the game. So like I played in that academy for 1 or 2 years, and I got into the state team very quickly. Uh, like I won the tournaments very quickly in mini cadet and cadet level, which is under 10 and under 12. Like uh, and I even represented the state in the nationals. And that was around 2008, where Sombai was playing, but he was about to leave. It was around that time. And like 1 or 2 years, I really wanted to do better. I mean, wanted to, I mean, go to the next level. So that's when my dad and Sombai and few other players. I mean, Sombai opened an academy. It was Global Intelligence Academy. It was a very small academy, and we were small too. I mean, it was fine for us. So yeah, we played there. I mean that's where I really started performing well in the national level. Till then, I was playing okay in the. I mean, I was playing good in the state level, but cracking the national level is like it was a big task. And so my like really helped me do it, because yeah, Somnath Ghosh, I call him Sombai. So yeah, he really helped me do well in nationals. I mean, till then the Telangana or AP, the joint Telangana, was not very good in table tennis. Like it was okay. We were just a participation team in the nationals. That's what other teams used to call us. I mean, we hardly ever won medals. But right from when I started playing cadet, somehow my team was good, and even I was I was the main contender to like do well, and we won medals from the under 12 category, which is cadets. And then slowly, yeah, that's how it began. I mean, uh, like I started playing really well, and then we as an academy, we used to go to Kolkata, Bengal, which is a powerhouse for the table tennis in India. Used to go there for training, and used to travel a lot, because there were hardly any practicing partners in Hyderabad. Like obviously, even Somnath Bhaiya has told you that. I mean, before it was only a participation. There were not very serious players from our state. But for me to really do well, I have to start playing with better partners. So Somnath Bhaiya made sure that I get the right practicing partners. So we used to keep traveling to West Bengal and play with good players to do better. So yeah, and yeah, next slide. And yeah, the process has been like that. And soon in 2012 itself, I played my first international tournament. the first few tournaments which I played, I mean, I hardly ever won matches. I mean, there was always a psychological barrier. I mean, playing an international tournament, competing with other guys who look stronger and taller. And India was doing fine that time. But like when we see now, like with the help of UTT and even many players like Sharad Bhaiya, Satyen Bhaiya, they have started playing really well for the country in abroad. So that gave us the juniors do well. I mean, in the international level. Earlier we had that inferiority complex going into the international stage, but now we don't have that anymore. I mean, because even the seniors are doing well. I mean, even the other teams respect us because India has a like whole contingent is doing really well in international level. And I would talk about my win in Jordan Open 2017 Junior Open. So, like after finishing 10th, I took maths, physics, chemistry, MPC. So my mom was keen to make me join. She wanted me to become an engineer. So I was like, fine. I didn't tell totally no to it. I was like, fine, dekhenge. I want to see how well I play and then decide later. But that tournament right there, the Jordan Open tournament, like I got into the team very luckily. I mean, only before the 1 week before the tournament, suddenly my name got in. So I was lucky to get into the tournament itself, and then winning the tournament really changed how I viewed the table tennis as a sport. I was always serious. I was doing well. There was no doubt in it. But somehow that win, like when I saw myself winning an international level, really boosted the confidence me like anything. I mean, that's when I really thought, okay, I have to go really hard for this, and for that I have to, maybe sacrifice like many things, like obviously I couldn't be an engineer like playing this like with this intensity. So after 12th, I took up, BA journalism in St. Joseph's College, and there's a reason for it. Both my parents, even my sister, both my parents are a journalist. I mean, my dad worked in Hindu for many years, and even my mom worked in Telugu TV network, and my even sister pursued the same degree. So I was like, I'll take the same degree before exam. Anyway, I can't attend the college before exams. They'll help me out to write the exams. So that's how I took the course, and yeah, it was fun too. And now like I have full support from college, and even had with school. So I'm like training really hard to do well in national and international stages. This talks about my habits. So yeah, like in this lockdown, like usually we players are always busy throughout the day. I mean, we train once in the morning, we train physical training once in the morning, and we play twice a day, and we hardly have time for rest. So it gets tough to have many hobbies, but this lockdown has helped me like make new ones. Maybe I started reading more books. I started watching quality movies. Earlier, it was just like browsing in Instagram whenever I have time, and I thought that was not very productive enough. So, like, I started reading more books, and whenever he had free time, like the whole academy, we play football. I mean, Somnath Bhai, like along with table tennis, he taught me football right from like when I was young. Now I think I'm playing, I'm becoming pretty good at it. And yeah, I watch a lot of football matches, only the good ones. I don't watch everyone. And Messi has been my idol since like when I was young. Yeah, talking about my targets, yeah. So the long-term targets is of course the 2024 Paris Olympics. But yeah, when I see like targets from where I am now, yeah, it looks really long. I mean, so that's why I try to focus on the short-term targets. So I mean, keeping the milestone. That's how I think it's easy to grow and perform better. So right now I'm focusing to, to get into the national men team. So like I have to be in the top 5 in India to do it. So that's an immediate goal which I have. And obviously, I think they are keen on connecting the nationals in January. So I'm like really working hard, and I'll give my everything to like perform my best and give my best in the tournament. Thank you very much.
Hi, Snehit. Hi,
Hi.
Somnath sir. That was a really nice presentation. So now we'll be having the question and answer session, and there'll be a few questions dropped in by the people viewing from the Facebook Live. So we'll start off with the first question. It's for you, Somnath sir. How does it feel seeing Snehit, one of your first trainees, flourish with flying colors as a player?
I think this is the most happiest life. This is the most happiest moment when Snehit was become the national champion, because I started training him from like his 8 years old, and he was my first student. That emotion, the emotional bonding I have with Snehit. So I was almost in tears when he won the national championship. It's not about the national championship. Whenever he win any tournament, I feel that punch, I feel that kick, and I next morning I really start work more hard.
Right. That's really. So the next question is for you, Snehit.
Yeah.
So you have told us that you were attracted to the sport tennis from a very young age. So at first, when you started playing, did it really seem tough to you? So how tough was it?
I mean, not really. It was, I looked it in a different perspective. I felt it was challenging. I mean, like, like when I see it in that way, it makes me wanna like get better at it. Yeah, it was really challenging at first. Obviously, when I just started the sport, when I was hardly able to keep one ball on the other side of the table, and looking at all the international players in the videos. I mean, playing that well, going so hard. Yeah, it felt. I mean, I took it as a challenge to be that good in future. So I think it's going on pretty well.
Okay, so far, yeah, that's nice. So, Snehit, what has been your biggest fear in the sport table tennis and in general? What has been your biggest fear, and have you been able to overcome it? So, tell us a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like earlier, I mean, there was a time when I was doing well in state and I was not doing that well in national level, I would say. I mean, I was doing okay, but I was not doing like that well. So there was, I mean, that was a long, that was a like kind of phase. There was a phase, and I had this fear ki would I be able to make it, or I mean even like should I even pursue TT as my main career? Because obviously at first you'll see sports taking sports as a career is a bit risky. I mean,
Yeah.
so that there was a fear factor in it ki like is it all it will it all this be worth it? But soon when I started winning more tournaments and I started getting better and I see like myself like trying to do well, and I'm the thing is I'm and I realize that I'm actually enjoying this process. That's when I realize ki I mean there's no point having this fear like to do better because I'm enjoying whatever I'm doing, so
Right.
it's fine. I mean this is going to take me like do my best.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So, who has been your social support? Who has been constantly present around you and has pushed you to move forward through your bad times?
I would say my parents, like my dad, especially because like he has been a sports person. Like I told earlier, I mean he played. He didn't play a very good level. He only university level, but he knew a lot about how sports works. I mean, after I see some of my friends like their parents after losing a match. I mean, they react totally different. I mean, my dad, my parents, even my coaches never gave me the pressure. I mean, I always. I mean, there are many people who give you pressure from outside. So for me, my parents like they never gave me the pressure ki ha jeetna hai and only I'll spend money on you. So they gave like unexceptional financial support. Though even there was a time where I was not doing very well, then they wanted to give an extra step, send me abroad maybe. Like there was a time when I went to Sweden for training. So that was a big thing for me. Like I was 15 years old, and maybe like not many people do it, but my parents yeah decided to send me. So I would say my parents were like a big support for me. Even they're stuck with me even in my lows. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have any external pressure and you were,
Nothing. Yeah, I always
yeah,
enjoy. I mean, only the pressure I have is like ki I want others to like. I want to make others happy. That's the only pressure I have sometimes. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I got no pressure from outside at all.
Okay, that's really sweet. So, Somnath sir, how has Snehit evolved as a player in your eyes? So, from the time you see him as a kid till now, so how has he evolved as a player?
So I would say I never teach Snehit as a coach. Like we were always as a like we always mingles as a brother or a friend. So I never gave him like pressure. No, 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 I'm your coach. You have to listen to me. You have to do. So in starting onwards, I never. Maybe I was very strict with others, my other students, but I was never strict with Snehit because he was very
Yeah.
obedient. But he was little lazy when he was kid, very lazy, not little, very lazy. But if you see him now, I can't believe that. Like the way he was that 8 to 10 years or 12 years period, and after he become a national player or when he started playing for country and all, now before time he comes, he warms up and he puts more effort. If even sometimes I get tired, no Snehit, it's okay, let's stop now. He said, no, no, bhaiya, it's okay, let's play a multi ball for half an hour. You just be there, that's it. So I think these are all things which makes Snehit, like that dedication, that hunger.
Yeah.
I think that will take you. That will I think that will take him to further.
Okay, so his determination and commitment over time, right, it's increased. So, Snehit, in your own eyes, how have you evolved as a player? So, tell us a bit as to how you have think you have changed over time.
Yeah, obviously, earlier, maybe when I was young, I used to get frustrated. I mean, maybe somebody remembers a time when I was like I used to not throw rackets and all, but yeah, I used to get really upset and like not behave very rationally when I lose or underperform. But now, when I see myself, like after underperforming or not playing very well, I try to think it rationally. I try to think what actually went wrong than actually just letting the emotions flow in. So I think I have matured as a player and as a person as well, because being with the sport, like I know how to handle losses and how to handle even the success. I mean, that's a thing too. Like many times earlier when I was young, maybe I had a one good match and I was really happy and I was like so laid back for the next match and I probably mess it up. Now it doesn't really happen because I have so much experience, like
Right.
maybe past 10 years playing the tournaments. So I think like I know like how to handle many situations, and also I'm trying to be better and I'm trying to evolve better. Like obviously there's room for improvement for everyone. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to look up to the international players and trying to evolve even better.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So, Snehit, you have told that your role model has been Messi. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, any reason, any particular reason behind him being your inspiration?
Not really. Again, I made this statement when I was really really young. When
Yeah.
I saw a few goals of his in the highlights of maybe in a YouTube video, and I found
Right.
it really well.
Okay.
I mean, it was just a thing. You just have it. Even if you ask a kid like who's your role model, he'll probably tell you one thing. If you ask him why you can't, he probably won't tell you the reason. I
Okay.
mean, it was really attractive, like seeing him score goals in a nice way. So
Yeah.
that was one reason. But right now, even like I like Rafael Nadal, tennis player.
Mm.
I've read his book, in fact, his autobiography.
Yeah.
So that actually made me like him even more. I mean, as a player, yeah, I look up to him.
Okay. Okay. So, next question is for you, Somnath sir. So, you talked about your ligament tear injury back in 2008. So, how did it affect you as a person? Like, how did it change you, the whole uh, time?
Actually, that period 2004-5, I was playing really well, and I was in Indian Arena, like I was in top 16 and all. But then 2007-8, I was really trying hard to, crack the top eight. I was in national camp in Kolkata. So, but then I was playing my inter railway, and I'm in railways. So then one match, I was very tired on that day. I played some 5 6 matches,
Yeah.
and when the single started, I was winning, but one small thing happened, and my uh, leg got twisted, and That's it. So then I was at home for like 6 months. So I had my doctor told, he told me that you have to take rest. There was a big swelling. There's a big swelling in my knees. So he told me you have to take 1 month rest. Then only I can operate you. So that time was really, really hard for me to stay home after like playing 20 years or 25 years. You have to, if you have to be home. See, in lockdown, I think we all could face it literally. So it's about like 1 2 months in lockdown, but for me it was 6 months. So I was like very upset. Then I didn't know, even the after operation I had a 3 months physiotherapy period and all, so rehab period. Then also it was not that successful, my operation was. So that time I was really upset. I was not doing anything. I was putting on weight. So then I think I maybe with Snehit, I have got Snehit and 2 3 players like Shrija, who is also performing well now. So they actually motivated me. It's not that I motivated them. When they started performing, I got motivated and I started doing well, and that's
Okay.
how my life changed.
Wow, that's really nice. So your players motivated you, your trainees.
Yeah, I'm
That's
very lucky to get all the students, whoever are with me, like
yeah.
top few elite 9 to 10 students who are doing well in national and state level. So I'm really lucky to have those students with me.
Wow, that's so sweet. Okay, so now we have a question from Amit. This is for Snehit. What resulted in the change from lazy to crazy dedicated athlete? What triggered it?
Yeah, they were like I said. I mean, like there were few points in my career where I thought he like when I did well. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I could do really well in the sport. So I thought earlier I was like trying to find an easy way to win matches, maybe trying to, I mean, not give my 100% in everything. But slowly I realized, I mean, see, if I'm in it, I'm spending my time with it. Why not just give my full effort?
Okay.
That's how it triggered me. And they were like after winning Jordan Open, I would say, and there were like few national tournaments where I won, and I realized like I'm doing really well with I mean limited dedication. I would say not dedication. I was like attending all sessions, but like I felt I could do more. I mean,
Yeah.
even now I feel every day I could do more. I mean, I can push my energy levels. I mean, push my intensity levels. So I wouldn't say it was a one point where suddenly things change. It was a slow process.
Okay.
Maybe first my mindset was like, I enjoy table tennis and then rest whenever you're tired. But
Yeah.
slowly I realized, as I'm spending so much time in it, why not just give 100% and see whatever I achieve in it.
Okay. 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 So nice. Somnath, sir, this question's for you. Dheeraj is asking, what do you think of India's medal prospects in TT in the coming Olympics?
I think this year we are really hoping we should cross our finger that Sharath and Satyan, this pre-Olympic has to be done yet. I think it's not yet done. But I think Sharath and Satyan and in men's side and Manika and Sutirtha maybe will participate in the Olympic. And I think these two guys, Satyan and Sharath, I think they are our hope. I think Satyan, we are really, uh, keeping hope. Sharath, Satyan, Manika, Sudhita, four of us. The four are amazing, and Satyan and Manika, though always amazing. They're in the. I think we are really hoping best for. I think we should get a medal this year. I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, let's all hope for the best, sir. Yes. And one more question, Somnath, sir. So this is from Sampath. How important is it to be? How important is to be strict with your diet for international players? How important is the diet?
Yeah, this is where we were lagging when we used to play. Like we didn't have any diet plan. We were just we were very that we used to eat whatever we want. Nowadays when this That's why I am saying that UTT and all coaches who are really following international events and how they are conducting themselves, that is where they're helping our Indian players. So now everybody is, I think Snaith is also having his dietitian, and UTT is also giving us a dietitianist to consult with them and giving a diet. This is very important because you are how much protein you have to take, how much carb you have to take, and how much energy you are wasting on your when we are practicing. So everything has to be very balanced. It's not that you are playing 6 hours and you are only having a little bit of carb and little bit of protein. So this is, you have to balance yourself to if you want being a normal player, that is okay, but if you want to crack the international arena, you have to maintain everything, your diet, your mental fitness, your physical fitness. So there where diet comes.
Okay. So balanced diet is very important and essential, right? So Snehit, this question is also from Sampath. How do you plan your diet? So how is your, take us through your diet regimen?
I have a dietitian appointed for me. I'm working with her only since few months, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like right now, what all the decisions, even where I've read in the internet, they say that it's better to have lighter meals but more frequent meals. Should not fill your stomach with heavy food and then be like, we'll
Take
have
a
food
long
after
break.
like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it applies more to us also because I play after having breakfast. Obviously, I can't load myself with so much food and then play. So it's like I have little, and then in break I have little more, and then while leaving home I have a little maybe protein shake or some nuts, and then after. By the time I reach home and I have lunch, I don't feel very hungry because I've had some short interval meals.
Yeah.
So that's how it is for me. Early morning little, and after fitness I have little. So lunch, yeah, obviously maybe a little carbs and protein. So even before training, I have a little. So it's like more frequent meals, but lesser in quantity.
Okay, so frequent intervals. Okay.
Frequent intervals.
Yeah. So Somnath sir, this is a question from Nikhil. How does one initiate their journey into the table tennis world? What is a good age to start with?
Yeah, that's a very important question for all of us who wants to take sports as a career. It's not about table tennis. I think it's any game. If you want to take as a career or you want to take as a profession, you should start six, maximum six is the last. Seven, if you're seven, then I think it's late, because now who are doing well, like China, Japan, they start their career, I think they start practicing at the age of 3, when they just when the Harimoto, who are India, who is world number 5, he started his practice at the age of 3, because his father was a player. So I have a son who is 5 years old, so I also take him. So I always tell whoever comes and ask me, my son is only 7 years old, what do you think? I said it's late. I think you should start 6, maximum 5.5 or 6, that's it.
Okay, so a typical age would be 5 or 6 to start.
Yes, some players are there that I have. Some players are there whose IQ level or evolvement power is really well. So if they start well and they catch up. See, I have a player called Sainath who plays with Sneeth. He started very late, but he could develop the game very well, very fast, and he was like not performing in even qualifying rounds. Now he is a state number 2, like that. So that is a different, that is exceptions, but I think 5 years old, what's the age to start?
Okay, so right. Snehit, this is a question from Giri. How does your typical training day look like, and when are you home, or when you are home or training with the UTT? So how does your typical training day look?
Okay. The first fitness training starts at 7 in the morning in my academy. So I probably have to wake up at 5:30 or 5:45 at my home. And so I leave by 6:30 because my home is 13 or 14 kilometers away from my academy. So I have to travel so much every day, morning and evening. So the 7 to 8:15, 8:30 we have our physical training. This is pure fitness. I have a coach named Hirag Bagchi who is with who is the Indian Olympic table tennis physio. I mean, he's really good. We're really lucky to have him in the academy.
Yeah.
And 8:15, 8:30 we do fitness and till 8:15, 8:30, and then we have a break of 1 hour, I would say. And then where I have my light breakfast, I would say. I mean, and then we start at 9:15 and it goes on to 12:15, 12:30, including the break. I mean, we take like 20 minutes or something break in between, 12:15, and then I have to travel all the way back to my home. I mean, it will take half an hour for me. So I probably have lunch at 1 and then rest a little. And evening we have a practice at 5 o'clock. So again, I have to leave by 4:15 or 4:20. And then training gets over at 8:15, 8:30. Some days we do fitness even in the evening. That's like twice or thrice. But some days when the TT is tough, I mean the TT training is heavily loaded, we cut down on the fitness. And then it gets over at 8:30, 8:45. And then by the time I come home, it's 9:15, which is actually already late for dinner. I mean, I have to fresh up and have dinner. But that's how my routine is every day.
Good. Okay, so pretty busy routine.
That's why earlier I was like, it's hard. It's tough to find time to have hobbies. I mean, like Wednesday evening we have off and the Sunday we have off. That's when I usually prefer sleeping because the whole week it's so intense. You feel like giving some rest to the body. But yes.
Okay, so yes. Next question is for Somnath sir. It's from Prabhat. Table tennis is a very hand-eye coordination related sport. So how does one hone their skill set that?
So I think this is the second fastest game in the world. First, I think ice hockey, and second is the. So people say that it's very easy to play table tennis. You just stand and take a bat. You will play like that. So I think it's easy, but not as professional. If you are playing as professional, every game is tough here. In a professional level, you play any game. If you want to play with intensity, it's tough. And table tennis is one of the toughest game, I think. So we need a lot of hand-eye coordination because the ball comes. See, a cricket player, it's 149 kilometer per hour. They said it's a fastest bowler who can bowl like Shoaib Akhtar used to bowl 150 above and all. So in table tennis, one balls, if you're hitting a top spin, it comes around, I think, 200, 250 kilometers per hour. If it is a fast top spin, and that is not only speed, it comes with spin.
Spin factor is
so you have to adjust your that spin and the speed. Then only you can and people now players are playing top spin means they are not blocking that ball because the game have changed a lot. Now there is no block. If you are playing top spin, I'll also play top spin. So both side attacking. So you can imagine how fast it's maybe, sometimes it comes 300, 350 per hour like that. So we do a lot of, so you need a lot of practice. You need a lot of reflection practice. We do multi-balls for that. Like we take some 100, 200 balls and I give, fast balls like, so that I think eye coordination will be, good, improve. And there is some fitness, what my physio, Mr. Hirak, he also takes care of the agility part. So you have to practice a lot, then only you will get that. I think all cricket players and most of the baseball players, they prefer to practice table tennis so that their hand-eye coordination will improve.
Okay. So next question is for Snehit. It's from Uday. Who is your all-time favorite TT player?
I would say Malong, who is the current Olympic champion. He's from China, but yeah, I'm idolizing him right from very young age. But I would say I even like Sharat Kamal, like what Somad has told. Like he's a really senior player to me, and the way I mean before, I mean I would say 20 years before now, India was not very good in table tennis in the world level. But he broke the barrier. I mean, he put India into the stage of in the international arena. So I think it's a big thing. I mean, like
Of
if you
course.
have like even I had like kind of the same problem, like because no senior of mine were playing really good in national level. So it's tough for me to perform really well in national level because I have no one to look up to.
Look up.
So
From Telangana.
yeah, from Telangana in AP, yeah. Like I even idolize Sharad Bhai. I've won a match against him once in like last year or last year. It's a different thing. Like I felt really happy. Otherwise, I really idolize him. I mean,
Very
like
few players in India who could beat Sharat. So Snehit got a chance. He's one of them.
Oh, okay. That
That
must
day
have
maybe
been.
Sharat's was bad day and Snehit's the luckiest
yeah.
day in his career.
I couldn't sleep the whole night because there's someone who idolized the whole time, and suddenly you have a match with him, and
Being
you
his
win the match.
friend, being Sharat's friend, I think we idolize Sharat, like how he is playing in that age and the, how he is maintaining his ranking.
Yeah.
Okay. So nice. So the next question is from Aru to Snehit. So you are pursuing journalism, which is a very interesting career. So how do you manage your studies and your sport?
I would say my college is really helping me out managing because I don't have to attend college every day because I mean, I think the normal students have to have the attendance of 70% or something. I don't even know, yeah, what it is. So for me, they have like managed, and even the practical exams and the internal exams, like they don't ask me, like they don't pressure me to do them. But the semester end exams, which are like the main exams, I have to
Yeah.
write them.
Mm.
So it's like I hardly get time to study throughout the year, but like I just take 2 or 3 days break before the exams. So it gets tough, like having to study so much, and sometimes you have backlogs because you have to play tournaments on the exam dates. So and obviously I go for tournaments. The exams, uh, I mean, gets pushed to the next semester. So the last time when I wrote exams, I had to write like 13 exams at one go in 6 days time. So it becomes really tough. But somehow, but I would say it's not that challenging to me because I've been doing that since young age. I mean, right from sixth or seventh grade, I've hardly attended school, but still managed to get promoted and get a decent score. I wouldn't say I was a very bad student.
Yeah.
I managed to get decent score like even after taking maths, physics, chemistry in 11th and 12th. I managed to get promoted, whereas some of my friends are still like writing those exams. So I have
Right.
got used to it, but yeah, but it gets tough. Like having just 2 or 3 days to open the book for the first time and having to go through all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm lucky that my friends and the teachers in both school and college really helping me out for the short time to get me promoted.
Okay. That's nice. So, one more thing. So, your name is Snehit Fidel. So, Fidel is quite an unusual surname. So, any backstory on that?
Yeah, it's a big backstory. I will tell my whole name. It's Fidel Rafiq Snehit Suravajula.
Okay.
Suravajula being my surname. It's a family name which has been coming from generations. Fidel Rafiq Snehit is my name. So yeah, it's a very unusual name. I would agree. So people call me Snehit, but Fidel is Fidel. There was a big icon named Fidel Castro. He was a freedom fighter, I would say, and he was an international icon. He's from Cuba, I believe. And yeah, my dad, I mean, named me after him, and which being a Christian name, going to the religious part, and even Rafiq, like Fidel Rafiq's name, the Rafiq is a Muslim name, which is my dad's very close friend, I would say, and he helped him in tough times. So, something, and they're really close friends even now.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very unusual. I'm having the three religious names in one. I get asked this question many times, and it's really fun sharing it because it's the other person is always fascinated like how come this is possible, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, quite a patriotic name if you see from the
Yeah.
religious point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, one question, Somnath sir, for you. So, you have been known to have the Midas touch. So, what do you have to say about that?
Uh, I don't think there is some there is something called Midas touch or magic. It's
Yeah,
nothing like that. It's all dedication.
right.
It's all your, yeah. Maybe there is some luck. Some few people who really helped me to be here, except my students,
Yeah.
Mr. Amarnath Reddy and our present CM's son, Mr. KTR, who deputed me to the state government
Okay.
and gave me free hand to work with my students 24 hours. So this is, I think, dedication of my students and bit of mine, which you can call a Midas touch. That's it. There is nothing called. There is nothing magic.
Okay. So, it's all hard work and
Yeah.
dedication and determination. Right. Yes. Okay. So, Snehit, we have a question from Param. How much
Okay.
running is involved in your training schedule and what kind of running practice is involved?
I would say earlier when I initially started playing table tennis, I didn't know any other exercise other than running, obviously, because
Yeah.
like fitness used to just be running for 20 minutes, running fast, going for sprints. But right now, the science behind fitness has changed so much. I mean, for the fitness which people do now, it's very very specific. So for
Yeah.
us, table tennis players, it's very specific. Like we do more of agile movements, short movements, because table tennis, like we have to really need to have a quick movements, but they're really short, but it needs to be quick. So like I do once or twice endurance running in a week. That just to build up my stamina and endurance. Maybe run like 30 or 40 minutes. But otherwise, most of the days, and I do like strength training twice, which involves weights. But other than that, most of the days, my training involves agility, like jumpings, doing ladder exercises,
Right.
which actually help me in the sport, like which is
Okay.
very very specific for
Right.
for the sport. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, did you observe any change in the way you played after you started following strict discipline with respect to your training schedule and diet? So,
Yeah, of course. I mean, I always believe, like, even that's how I've been brought up, that hard work always plays up. I mean, whatever you do, I mean,
yeah,
even if it is not related to playing directly or whatever it is, if you're actually directly or indirectly working hard for it, it is definitely gonna pay off. So I think it's a matter of discipline. Like, example, having a diet. I mean,
yeah,
it's a matter of choice. Some players do it, and some players don't. But I think, like, if you're really sticking to the right discipline, I think it gives you result. Even the fitness part. Earlier, I didn't do much fitness. I used to focus more on playing. But right now, but I feel that like earlier, like Somnath Bhai used to tell. Maybe if you ask me, he even tell I was not a very athletic kid, or I was not fit like naturally. But I had to develop it on my own. I mean, he would agree. Like, yeah, it took a lot of persistence to do it, but I'm like trying, I'm getting stronger, and I can actually feel that on the table. That's why it keeps me, and it drives me to do it more. I mean, I'm focusing more on my fitness right now than I
okay,
was maybe doing it earlier. So because I
right.
can see the results.
Okay, so strict discipline has helped you to, it has given you it has boosted you with confidence to
Yeah,
focus more and
definitely, yeah, yeah, definitely.
give your best. Right, that's right. So, Somnath sir, question from Jay. What should be done so that we as a country win more medals across various sports? We are a nation with 1.3 billion people, but there's hardly anything to show on the medals column. So, from your perspective, what should be done across various sports so that we can win more medals?
I think process had already started. Our sports minister Kiran Rijiju sir, who is really doing well in all sports. Especially, I am directly connected to the table tennis, so I know what he is doing. I think politics. If we keep aside politics, if as a person, as a minister, he is one of the best minister I have ever seen in sport as a sports minister, because there is a scheme called Khelo India, uh, and so many schemes he has introduced which will help our next generation to win a lot of medals. And he has already told that whatever you want, I will give you. Give me the medals. So I think, and even these UTT or Ultimate Table Tennis League also, they have also started, and I think in various sports like kabaddi, like badminton, tennis, they have started this professional league. This was supposed to be happened long ago, but okay, there's never, there's somewhere we have to start, so we started. And I think in next 5 to 10 years will surely, I think, little bit patient, be patient, and keep hope with all our sports person who are really trying hard to do. I know in one medal, if you want, to achieve one medal, there is really matter of blood and sweat. You have to put your all blood and sweat, and then only you will get a single medal, even in district level. So we
Right.
are expecting in international level. Yeah, we started little maybe late, but we have started, the process have already started. There is a lot of scheme have come for the players who are supporting from the government,
Yeah.
from the companies like Ultimate Table Tennis. So yes, we have to wait, and I
Okay.
think we are in right path.
Right. So the process has started. That is really good. So something's better than nothing. So we are on the road. Yes, we are on the path. So that's nice. So, Snehit, this is the question for you. This will be the last question for the day. So, in your opinion, what should be the mindset of young aspiring players and what challenges should they be expecting?
Okay, so I think for a young player who has just started playing, I think he or she should first enjoy the sport a lot, because uh, like if you don't really enjoy the sport that much, I don't think you will be able to give all your blood and sweat to do well later stage of season. I think for the first few years, okay, you have to spend a lot of hours on the table, but just get the feel of it and just enjoy the sport as much as possible. And because like right now for me, I'm able to last so much. And even Somnath, there being a coach, being involved with table tennis, I don't know, for the last 30 or 25 years, he's with the game because he enjoys the sport. Even me, I'm able to give my 100% every day. At least I try to give my 100% every day, because I enjoy the sport. And when I get onto the table, there's still a little child in me who just wants to, like
Right.
holding the bat, trying to put the ball on the table. So I think that would be the thing for a young players. And yeah, for the challenges, I would say that okay, at the early stages of the career, it's not easy to win many matches, and like very few are talented ones who like have get the habit of winning naturally. But even then, I would say it's a very the career is never a upward graph for any player. Like even the top players, there is a roller coaster emotional ride. I mean,
Right.
there are setbacks, there are high points, but I think if you enjoy the game and stick to the sport, then it's definitely gonna give you whatever you deserve. I mean, if you're working hard for it, obviously you're gonna get whatever you deserve, and
Okay.
it'll be good. Yeah,
So, every sport has its highs and lows. So, you just have
definitely.
to,
Every career, yes, yes, yeah. Every
you
career,
have to
I
go
haven't
through.
seen, or I'm sure nobody can name a player who has a very smooth graph up to the world level. Obviously, that there's going to be a bad day, there's going to be a good days. So I would just say try to, I mean, stick
Yeah.
to the regime. Like sometimes when you
Yeah.
lose a tournament, you probably lose a motivation to work harder. But I think that's a time when you like work even harder.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, stick to the sport, enjoy the sport. That's my main thing, and that's how it will work out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Snehit. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Somnath sir. So now
thank you.
that we are done
Welcome.
with the question and answer session, I would like to pass on to my co-runner, Vanshika, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Jia, for interacting with Snehit and Somnath sir today.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Snehit, on all your achievements and for such
Thank
an
you,
inspirational talk today. It was great to
thank you,
hear about the stages of your journey, the hurdles you overcame, and your words of inspiration to young aspirants of the sport. Somnath
yeah.
sir, we have learned a lot about table tennis, and we also learned about facilities and opportunities to pursue the sport in Hyderabad at competitive level. Thank you for inputs, key techniques, and points that young athletes need to keep in mind while playing this sport. All the best to you for Paris 2024.
Thank you very much.
A big
Thank you.
thank you from bottom of our hearts for your time and sharing your story. And to
Always
our
welcome.
audience, thank you for listening and asking questions. We will upload
Thank you.
this recording at our Facebook and YouTube pages. Please come back to watch again and share it so others can benefit. Hashtag Hyderabad Runners, hashtag Beyond the Track. Did I tell you that November is our month as kids? So, we will be back next Saturday at the same time with yet another young athlete's inspiring story. See you then. Until then, this is Vanshika from Hyderabad Runners signing off. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.